What's up, guys? You're listening to the JCDH podcast. I'm Jacob Cage, and this is Dylan Harkonnen.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, guys? Second podcast in. Big life change for me. I got asked to join the Illuminati.
You may notice a change in audio quality.
Yeah, they hit me up. But yeah, audio quality improvements. Pretty good setup, honestly. I'm really vibing with the setup here.
He's in a closet.
Allegedly.
That's why he's in a closet.
Look, man, sometimes you just need to be in an enclosed space. But no, I feel good. I feel good today. Second podcast in. I was really excited to get back to it. I believe you were saying something about being kind of excited. We had actually planned early February, but now here we are.
Yeah, after doing the first one like a week later, I was like all of a sudden really motivated to do it. After, I don't know, just randomly was like, I can't wait to do the next one. We have to do it soon.
It feels good. It feels good to be motivated. I have terrible memory, so I can't remember if I even touched on this in the introduction to the very first podcast, but wanting to do this stuff, I never even thought, I'd always wanted to do it, but maybe, the excuses of not wanting to do it or finding an excuse not to do it. But I mean, ever since the drive out to record the first one, I've just been all in, and I like that I am all in. It feels good.
Right.
We got breakfast earlier.
Yeah, so we actually did the breakfast like we said we were going to do last podcast because I woke up on time.
We both did. It's a big accomplishment.
It is a big accomplishment. We went to Taco Bell again.
Because Wendy's decided that they just, weren't gonna let us go inside and didn't want to go through the drive-thru and figure out a different place to eat the food that we would get from Wendy's. And it sucks because I really wanted to go to Wendy's. Wendy's is what started the whole meme about it. When COVID started and the pandemic and everything, breakfast, like you had McDonald's, right? The all-day breakfast. Then
rip
all-day breakfast. Like, all-day breakfast needs to come back. But you had McDonald's with the all-day breakfast, so you kind of, if you want a breakfast, you went to McDonald's. Then, some places here and there, not without naming names, had breakfast menu items. Hardee's, always has breakfast. But then I saw a billboard. It was like early 2020, like before it all started. Breakfast. Now at Wendy's. Right before everybody was told, don't leave your home. So, people weren't going to school. People weren't doing that. People probably weren't getting up in time to go get breakfast. I feel sad. I feel sad for Wendy's that in 2 years now, I've wanted your breakfast and I can't have it.
I mean, they chose really bad timing. They doing it at the beginning of the pandemic. No one went and got their food. Maybe got ordered through DoorDash or Uber or whatever. But it giving that they started at the beginning of the pandemic and everything's closed. It gave time for people like Taco Bell to develop their own to combat them.
Yeah. But so I feel like maybe it was, I don't know how much I can't remember if the breakfast launched after everything had started or right before everything had started.
I think it was right before.
Okay, so yeah, really it's just bad luck. Bad luck on their part.
Yeah.
But either way, we will not be doing a Wendy's review today because, again, in 2 years, we still have not had Wendy's. But we did go to Taco Bell. We got some Taco Bell breakfast. And, I mean, we both got different menu items. I got the Grande breakfast burrito, and Dylan got the Crunch Wrap.
Yeah, they got a Crunch Wrap breakfast, which I thought was interesting.
I really liked how the idea of how they did it with the hash brown instead of the, mixing it up with changing out the crunchy taco with the hash brown.
Yeah, but the thing about that was that, the hash brown, they don't crisp it enough. They didn't make it crispy enough to replace the crunchiness of a hard shell taco in the Crunchwrap.
I feel like there was a lot probably going into what we ate today. I think maybe, they warmed it up. It wasn't fresh. We were also the only people in there at the time. But we got our food in like 2 minutes.
I also don't know when they opened because as we noticed, there's employees arriving there. So it might have just opened, but it is suspicious to the fact that they didn't even take the time to make fresh food, possibly.
People were showing up?
There was like about maybe 10 minutes while we were there. There was 2 employees that came in with their kid playing the Switch.
Those were employees?
They were employees. They had Taco Bell clothes.
Oh, I didn't register that at all. I heard your comment about the kid with the Switch, but I'm oblivious. I can't remember anything, and I'm oblivious to my surroundings. But my burrito was terrible. It was nothing. It tasted like nothing. When you go to Taco Bell, love or hate Taco Bell, you expect to remember it. And it was nothing.
I'll remember it for being bad.
Well, I won't even remember. I've already forgotten. Really, when I say bad, it's because it wasn't good. It just tasted like nothing, and some of that might have been in the preparation, some of that might have been in it wasn't fresh, but you had the sausage, you had the egg, and some tomatoes. There was some cheese toward the bottom.
Tomatoes do not need to be in a breakfast burrito. I don't understand why people do that.
I disagree.
The flavors don't clash in a good way.
I think you need more than the tomato, and it depends on the sauce. But I think there's a place for tomatoes and other vegetables in breakfast burritos. But either way.
Were there peppers in your burrito?
No. If you mix the peppers and the tomato, that's kind of what I meant with other vegetables. Mixing, you got to have you almost have to have like a salsa in there. Yeah. But either way, it left me with nothing. It tasted like nothing. It didn't leave me good or bad. It just, I ate it. I felt unfulfilled. And that was pretty much it. I threw the other one away.
He bought 2 and threw 1 away.
Yeah, full disclosure, it was an accident, but I felt nothing after doing it.
No remorse.
It just is what it is. I threw it away. So there is a free burrito in that trash can. Might make somebody happy. But your Crunchwrap though.
Well, they had sausage, a hash brown, egg. That was it. Very minimum sausage. When we were at the register, the lady asked us if we wanted extra sausage. I think that was a suggestion and not just her asking a question.
She was really trying to look out.
She was trying to look out because there was nothing in there. They had this weird, cheesy, mild Taco Bell sauce in it that didn't work.
I wish they put that in mine.
Yeah, it might work better there.
I felt like the burrito would have worked better with that, but I get that there's a sauce that I think it's the same sauce they put in their quesadillas that they put in the Crunchwraps.
Maybe. Well, not in normal Crunchwrap. Normal Crunchwrap doesn't have that.
It doesn't?
No. Not that I think. I think it's
I've eaten plenty of Crunchwraps. Do you remember when they had the chicken?
No.
You don't? You weren't? No. Dude, I was eating Taco Bell every day. I was not healthy, but every day I'd be it was every day for about 2 weeks. I would get, I think it was the chicken star or something. It was the chicken chips that everybody loves and they take away because that's Taco Bell's whole gimmick. They take it away and then they bring it back. But they were starting to put it in Crunchwraps and doing all this stuff. And it was just so good. It was essentially the only way to get a chicken sandwich from Taco Bell. And it was amazing.
I don't know why you would want a chicken sandwich from Taco Bell.
I'm just saying, but that's what it was. And it was amazing. I wanted it every day. I thought about it every day. It was an addiction. Mm. But, and they don't bring it back. They bring back the chicken chips occasionally, but they need to bring that back. I guess I could make my own when the chicken chips come back and just order the Crunchwrap or whatever. But either way, I just remember they actually had a potato on my burrito, the Fiesta potatoes, which I am a fan of.
They're good. They're good.
They used to be like, I think they're still a $1 menu item, but they're pretty good with the sour cream and the cheese. And I usually don't like nacho cheese, but it works with those. But yeah, overall,
Before we are you wrapping up?
I'm getting there.
Taco Bell has a kind of weird picante salsa that I didn't realize they had. We had to ask for it.
Yeah.
I ended up using that on the Crunchwrap because the sauce that was up there was very little and didn't taste that great.
They come in packets like they're supposed to be. I mean, the same packets, the same like updated design of the new one, the Fire, the Mild, and the Diablo or whatever. But like you have to ask for it. It's there, and it was weird.
It tasted fine, but when I asked for salsa, I did expect picante, but there was no peppers, there was no onion, there was nothing in it. It was just it was the liquid after thing from a jar of salsa.
Yes, it was the essence of picante sauce.
Yeah, but it was fine. I mean, it was better than the salsa that was on the Crunchwrap. So
true. I mean, I guess next, I guess I want to try this burrito with that sauce, or not the burrito, the Crunchwrap with the sauce. So maybe I'll personally give Taco Bell breakfast another try at some point. But I think as of right now, I mean,
should we do a rating?
Yeah. Are we doing a 5 out of 5 or out of 10?
We'll do 10.
10?
4.
You give it a 4?
I give it a 4 out of 10.
Honestly, mine 0.
Really?
I think it was worse than bad. Like it just left me nothing. It was nothing.
Because I mean,
I guess that's a little unfair. It could have been unedible. So
yeah. I mean, I felt fulfilled by it.
I didn't.
For how small it was the Crunchwrap was
Yes.
a lot smaller
Yeah.
compared to the normal one, which is weird. But I was fine with it. I wasn't like wanting more.
I
Which I guess
wanted
is a good
another. I
thing.
wanted a second burrito that I threw away.
And it wasn't even for you. You're going to keep it for yourself. That you bought for someone else.
True. But
Shame
I
on
was
you.
left feeling hungry about it. But all right, yeah. So next time, hopefully, we'll be able to get Wendy's breakfast. But if they never open the interior, we may
Hardee's.
not. What was that?
Maybe we'll go to Hardee's.
Hardee's. Yeah. I guess we'll have to. If we can't get Wendy's next time, we'll go to Hardee's.
I mean, they're going to be open.
Oh yeah, regardless. Probably going to be so open that there's a lot of people there, but
I don't have my phone.
the topics
I
here.
can't look at the topics.
Well,
It's on the ground.
okay, well, so maybe just grab your phone.
Okay. So, a couple days ago, it might have been 2 days ago or whatever, it was announced that Netflix, first off, has I guess you could call it the rights to release Knives Out on their service on the day it releases. So Netflix is releasing Knives Out, and it's going to be in theaters, Knives Out 2, and theaters on the same day.
Yeah. They're from my understanding, they're doing what HBO Max did, where it's releasing simultaneous. You got theater and you have streaming
service.
Release
Yeah.
at the same time.
I think it's interesting because, like you mentioned with HBO, I think it ruined their box office numbers. Because why would you go to the theater in a COVID world when you can just watch it at home?
And two, I mean, some people, even not even taking COVID into account, I mean, some people just it's more convenient. If you already have the streaming
Right.
service at your house, why go out to a theater that's gonna, upcharge you? You got to pay for the ticket to watch the movie. Then,
And nasty popcorn.
If you bring the popcorn's kind of of trash. I respect it, but yeah, I agree. If you have kids with you, got the whole family. I mean, that's how many tickets that you're spending a lot to go out instead of your however much a month for your streaming service. Even though Netflix is pretty expensive and it just keeps getting more expensive, but you're upcharged to watch the movie at the theater. So even if you're not necessarily scared to go out, it's more of why would you go out when you can just watch it here.
Right.
And I mean, people's home setups are getting so good now that people probably don't even really see much of a difference going to a theater versus staying at home. I mean, I've seen some great setups.
But so after, HBO releases the numbers, like it's ruining their box office numbers, they are stopping the simultaneous apparently.
Yeah, I believe the last one that they're going to do or have done was Matrix. Yeah, I mean it just makes sense, and I mean I'm not too versed in the topic too well on the actual numbers, but I mean streaming numbers are hard to calculate anyway, so it was really box offices where I'd assume most of the money comes from.
Right.
So they're pretty much shooting themselves in the foot with having them release it simultaneously. I think, if anything, it should go to a in theater and then the streaming service, like in a relatively short amount of time,
Well, that's what Disney is doing. Disney Plus is they'll do the theater run about a month or two later. They'll release it. Like Eternals just came out on Disney Plus like 2 weeks ago. A movie came out, well, I guess it's longer than 1 to 2 months. Eternals came out in November, and it released in January. I think it came out in November. So, okay, I take it back. I was right. 1 to 2 months. And then they're releasing it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't understand why Netflix would be going down this route. Seeing how HBO handled it.
I'm curious as to also if I don't think it'll ruin Netflix in any way because they aren't the one paying for the movie production, unlike HBO.
True.
If anything, it's just going to raise Netflix's numbers because personally, I liked Knives Out 1, but
it was good.
I wouldn't go watch the sequel in the theater when I can just watch it at home.
Yeah. Knives Out.
I didn't like it. I really liked the movie. I didn't like it enough to watch it in the theater.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, I didn't go see it in theaters. It was one of those it wasn't even on my radar really.
Yeah.
But when I finally did get around to watching it, it was good. It was good. I'm interested in a sequel. But yeah, like you said, I don't know if I'd be interested enough to go to see it in theaters. But at the same time, I mean, well, I guess, yeah. I'd probably be more apt to pick it up on Netflix than I would in theater. So I guess, yeah, if they have minimal money going into it, I guess it makes sense.
So the other day, after waking up, I saw the news that Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion?
Yeah, I believe around there. I mean, it was the 68 mark. I think it was like 68.7 or something. Billion.
That's a lot of money.
It is so much money, dude.
And that's a lot of studios Microsoft owns. Because there was, under Activision Blizzard, separately before Microsoft, there was like, I think the count was like 400 individual studios. Which could honestly probably be extremely exaggerated, but point is,
I mean, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
A lot of no names I've never heard of, but I mean, the big ones that Microsoft owns now, at least big to me, would be they own Bethesda. That was the last big purchase they did.
Previous to Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, they Bethesda, they own Obsidian Entertainment, so they pretty much own all of Fallout. They do own all of Fallout. And yeah, I mean, with this big one, and they become, what I saw was the third largest video game company.
Which really, the whole reason that people even know about that is because Microsoft's really pushing it I guess narrative to make it look like, hey, we aren't the biggest yet. They're not going not going to monopolize us or get us for being a monopoly.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of people, I guess not necessarily worried about. Well, worried about in the fact that Microsoft is possibly going to become a monopoly and what that will do for the gaming industry.
I don't know necessarily where the future is, but I personally think Microsoft has a plan. I think with this acquisition, spending that much money and doing everything they did, I think that this is one step toward a grander plan. So I would expect to see something else out of Microsoft here pretty soon.
I think it all rotates around or centers around Game Pass.
True.
Because they want Game Pass to be on everything. I think eventually Microsoft and PlayStation is going to come to some agreement where Game Pass is going to be on PlayStation. And that's going to... I know that seems absurd knowing how Sony is, but I think it can happen.
Anything is possible, especially in this world of business, especially nowadays. I mean, we got crazy things happening every day, Going back with movies and stuff, the Snyder Cut, nobody thought the Snyder Cut was going to come out. It was a joke there for a while, a meme, and then we finally got it. There's talks of different cuts of movies and stuff. So, I could definitely see in this world nowadays something crazy like Game Pass being on PlayStation.
But so with this acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Microsoft now owns the entire Call of Duty series, Overwatch, WoW, World of Warcraft. Candy Crush,
because Activision owns Blizzard.
Yeah, Candy Crush is in there.
Not Candy Crush.
Which, believe it or not, King, which is the developers of Candy Crush,
okay, are
actually really big.
I find it hard to believe, but I'll believe you.
Well, because you got to think about how many older women are playing this game.
Yeah, the game where they get a literal red dot to do the voice acting. Literally. What were some of the lines for delicious? Come on now. People let their kids play that game. That's a problem.
I don't. I mean, I guess if you're into puzzles, it's okay.
It's a problem.
It's better. There could be worse puzzles.
There's less dangerous puzzle games you can play. But either way, they're probably, did they say anything about trying to clean up the whole Blizzard situation?
So
are they keeping the CEOs out of this?
So before let me go back maybe a month now. Phil Spencer, who is the CEO of Xbox, put out a tweet saying that due to everything going on in Activision Blizzard, which if you're not aware, there is a lot of sexual allegations, sexual harassment that is going on in there. Phil Spencer put out a tweet saying that Microsoft is going to reevaluate their relationship with Activision Blizzard.
Fire everyone.
And then a month comes and they buy the company.
What the buying, from what I understood, it was a stock acquisition.
Right.
So they bought them out. So they own all their stock. So they own the company, but they did it by stock acquisition. So pretty much nobody lost their jobs. But now I guess they're going through and like you said, evaluating.
If I remember correctly, given that they bought it by the stock, Bobby Kotick, whatever his last name is, he is the center. He is basically the center of all the allegations.
Trying to pin it all on him?
Well, no, he not trying to pin. He is the center of it.
Okay, like he was
as a CEO, he actively apparently participated.
Oh,
he did nothing. Obviously, by participating, he didn't stop any of it.
Yeah.
And he did there is rumors that he was going to buy the Kotaku and PC Gamer blogs just to make Activision Blizzard look good.
Oh man.
Since he has but anyways, my point was that I believe he had 300 million shares. of Activision Blizzard. So
How does
if
I get not to get off topic, but just a statement. How does a company like what? How does shares work?
I mean, I don't know. I can't
Either
say
way.
that. I can't give you that answer. I just maybe it's part of his contract or something.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. But since Microsoft did it as a stock acquisition, did they just buy all of his stock?
Well, I assume that they bought everything.
Yeah.
I assume everybody's gone. I think we're getting all new Blizzard, all new. Well, maybe not everybody.
Not
but-
everyone. I think they're,
Probably the
they're
big
going
names.
to clean house.
Oh yeah.
Phil Spencer put out an image of the Xbox like leadership kind of, I guess you could call it a family tree. The CEO of Activision Blizzard is not up there.
Oh,
They-
they put it. So they haven't even announced anything, but they put that out. So it's like kind of a
they
leak.
haven't confirmed that he is gone, but they're kind of like, hey, don't worry, he's not here.
Yeah, and it kind of gets kind of a conspiracy theory at that
Yeah.
point.
Like I assume that they're just waiting for the government to approve the sale, because the government hasn't approved it yet.
Oh, they had to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, my big sales like this, the government
Yeah.
has to get involved.
Well, yeah, I mean that happened with Disney, but I didn't think that. I didn't expect it to be. I know it was big, but I didn't expect it to be that big to where
Well,
the government had to get involved.
Activision Blizzard, the market cap, the stock market cap, is bigger than Nintendo. It was higher than Nintendo, and Nintendo's huge.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. I guess that can help you into perspective.
What? So, do you think there's a chance that they wouldn't approve it?
No, I think it's going to go through.
Okay.
I don't think Microsoft could do this big of a transaction again.
So they're about to be in the same boat as Disney. Where
I think they're done here.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, but I mean that kind of raises the question. I mean, maybe it's just my ignorance on the topic, but if they're only the third largest after this acquisition, somebody's bigger than them. So
Sony and Tencent.
yeah. So how are they? I guess they're just naturally bigger without acquiring anything.
Yeah, they're just naturally bigger.
Oh, okay.
But so talking about that, Sony, are they going to combat this in any way? Because they have to do something. This is huge. They have a chance of losing Call of Duty. People buy consoles for Call of Duty.
I mean, could they just shell out money to Microsoft to keep Call of Duty on, like, elite all platforms? It would be kind of dumb for Microsoft to take the money and do that, but I would think, because Sony's whole business plan is just shell out money, get exclusives, or at least keep it on everything.
But a lot of people have been talking about, Sony buying something to rival Activision Blizzard. A lot of people want them to buy Square Enix.
I could see that.
No, stop.
I could see.
I want
though.
them all to forget that. Please don't do that.
Well, come on, like, I could see it, like, and that would be a smart acquisition. I mean, people love this Final Fantasy. I mean, I've never played it.
Final Fantasy has been exclusive to PlayStation except for 15. And Kingdom Hearts, the series just got to Xbox for the first time recently. So their Square Enix is expanding to Microsoft, and then what if Sony gets a hold of them and it's back to normal? Nothing's coming back to Xbox. I mean, I have a PS5. I don't play Xbox.
I mean, and that's kind of the thing with Sony now and everything. Like I said, they buy these things, they do these rights transactions or whatever to get things where you have to buy the PlayStation. You have to do this, you have to do that, so you don't get it on everything. But I mean, like, honestly, in this world, I mean, most people kind of have both now. What do you think? I mean, I don't have either of the new consoles because I personally believe they're impossible to find.
They're still very difficult to find.
It's
I got
very
lucky.
hard. I mean, you allegedly have a PS5.
I have. Did
It
you
could
not
be
see
fake.
it?
It could be fake.
You're right.
It could be fake.
I haven't turned it on.
I think at this point, I've never seen it work. I have held the controller, but I mean, I've held controllers in store. That's all you can find. But where was I going with that? I own the last gen. I have an Xbox One. I have a PlayStation 4. So, I mean, usually if you can push it in the budget, you get both consoles anyway.
Uh-huh.
And pretty much, I mean, most people have PCs, maybe not full-on gaming PCs, but, I mean, I think...
That's a good thing, though, not a good thing, that everyone has PCs now. So, so... Our console's dying, basically,
There's a debate there. I think consoles, it's very much blurring the lines of...
Consoles are basically slowly turning into PCs.
Yeah. And, you have the, PC Master Race initiative people who are like, PCs are better. And in a lot of ways, I agree. But I'm still on the side of consoles for merely being easier to deal with.
And what I mean by our consoles dying, yes, the PS5 is at the highest sales out of all the PlayStations, but Sony's porting their games to Steam. Microsoft has Game Pass. They're preparing to put these games on PC, slowly, but are they themselves scared that they might, not lose the console, but just consoles kind of go away?
I would think that's got to have crossed their mind.
Yeah.
At some point, and they probably are worried about it in a way. But I feel like if it does go that route, they'll just have, it'll completely go on the side of there's not a console anymore, but the new gaming computer. Maybe they'll just go straight into PCs. They'll put it all into advertising, PlayStation gaming computers or what have you.
You think they will start rivaling like NZXT and CyberPower and all of them?
I feel like that would be what they would have to do. And if they're really scared of that, I feel like the best thing to do is get ahead of it. So, I mean, you either double down on the console market and figure out a way to push consoles that there's an edge to having the console that being on PC
aside
doesn't.
From exclusive games.
I'm sorry?
Aside from exclusive games?
Aside from exclusive, yeah. Because, I mean, one of the biggest pushes for PC is mods. And,
right.
I mean, console mods are slowly becoming a thing with certain marketplaces and stuff like
You can do mods on the Switch, apparently. I think you have to jailbreak it, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with, I mean, when you wanted to, if you were a console player and you wanted to do mods, it wasn't impossible. It was just you had to do a lot of shady stuff to your stuff and possibly mess it up to get it to work. And PC was always just easier that way. But yeah, to really end that topic, just if there's, I mean, they're probably scared, but I mean, I feel like they'll get ahead of it. Speaking of stuff we're scared about, though, or scared in general, this new Batman. Well, first off, backstory, the new Batman, Robert Pattinson. I love him. I love Robert Pattinson. When I saw that he was going to be Batman, I was all in.
A lot of people are skeptical.
I mean, a lot of people, they haven't brushed him away from his Twilight days.
Right.
I mean, the last movie I saw Robert Pattinson in...
Tenet for me.
Tenet for you? I did not watch Tenet. The last one I saw him in was The Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
He's great. Robert Pattinson is an amazing actor. He has firmly broken away, in my opinion, away from all that Twilight. Anybody who says, oh, he's just Edward Cullen, no. He is so much more than that. He has proved himself more than that. So I was all in. When I see his name on something, I'm all in. And then when I watched the trailer, the first one, this is a gritty Batman. Like, this is a violent Batman. And so I immediately, I don't know about you, but I got R-rating vibes.
I did too, yeah.
I got, this Batman could probably, I mean, from that beating in the first one, he probably killed that guy. And maybe we're getting a killer Batman. Maybe we're getting...
That'd be a twist if he was,
It seemed brutal. It did. At the very least, it seemed like a beating that warranted an R rating.
Hospitalization.
Yes. But I mean, the first trailer made it seem like it was going to be R rated. I'm all for that. I wanted the first Venom. When I saw the trailer for that, I was like, okay, R rating. No, But then rumor has it that a runtime of 2 hours and 56 minutes.
No, I don't want that. Stop.
If it's done right, I feel like, because certain movies, two that come to mind that are polar opposites for me, and I mean polar opposites in subject as well. But are you familiar with Dances with Wolves?
Yes.
That
I've seen
movie
it.
I could watch 24 hours.
You like it?
I love Dances
okay.
with Wolves. I can't explain to you why I like Dances with Wolves any more than I say Last of the Mohicans is boring. But Dances with Wolves, I could watch it for days. I love watching that movie. I guess it just hits the vibe for me.
Right.
And I can just watch it for hours on end and never feel the runtime. But It Chapter 2.
How long is Dances with Wolves?
It's 3 hours.
Oh, I didn't know that.
3 hours and so however minutes. There's an extended version. I can't remember if the extended version is the 3 hours.
I mean, it would explain why I've never finished the movie because it's so long.
Either way, it's in the same vein as this 2 hours and 56 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But then It Chapter 2. It Chapter 2 is so long, and I check out. I can't do it. It fills every second of the runtime and everything. And it just popped in my head, but most of Quentin Tarantino's movies. Are you familiar with any of his?
He got what? Pulp Fiction. That Hollywood movie and stuff.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I never watched them. I've heard of them.
I love his movies. I think
actually, I did start Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I didn't care for it.
Okay. A lot of people say it's his worst movie. I thought it was fine. It's definitely not his best movie, but I don't know if I'd classify it as his worst. But anyway, he makes his style of movie usually leads him to longer movies.
Well, does he flushes out, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of dialogue, a lot of character driven. It's essentially characters talking, and he finds a way to make that interesting.
He should have made Eternals.
I don't know about that one, but either way, where I was going with that is a movie like Django Unchained. I love watching Django Unchained. It's a great movie, but I feel every second of that runtime. None of his movies, or a better way to put it, all of his movies feel exactly how long they are.
Yeah.
And with this 2 hour and 56 minute runtime of Batman, if they do it right, it'll probably be fine, and it might even be good. It'll probably be fine, but it might be good. If they do it wrong, which the rating that they announced not being rated R and being PG-13, the more information I get with this Batman, the more worried I get. Yeah, the more scared, the more worried.
Personally, I don't want to sit in a theater for 3 hours. That's it. I don't want to sit in a theater for 2 hours, which I'll do it.
Fun fact: the average runtime of most films is 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah. And I really don't care about it because I don't. For one, getting up to use the bathroom, I'm gonna miss part of the movie.
True.
You do that 3 hour. They keep extending this time, like Snyder Cut, where it's 4 hours.
Oh yeah, 4 hours.
When are you gonna use? You're at a theater. You're going to have to use the bathroom. It's like for whatever reason your body reacts. You're going. Yeah, to use the bathroom.
Think about it. You go to the theater, right? And you're sitting down for 3 hours, so you got a drink.
Mm-hmm.
You got some food. I mean, within an hour and 30 minutes, yeah. I mean, it's just natural body function to have to get up between the 3 hour mark.
I mean, Endgame. Which I guess we need to move on from talking about the bathroom, but during the part when they are building the
Infinity
Tony
Gauntlet.
Stark gauntlet.
Yeah, you put the Chaos Emeralds in it.
I went to the bathroom and I missed all of that. I didn't know what was happening. I just come back and oh, there's a gauntlet. Okay. Which I guess was fine. It was that moment, but I missed.
Do you feel like that maybe that's just, maybe, and this is me just arguing a point because I think it's fun sometimes, but maybe that's just part of the theater going experience.
Maybe.
Maybe, I mean,
Is being clueless.
not being clueless, but getting up to go to the bathroom and then coming back to see some. Oh, what did I miss? Ask if you went there with somebody. Oh, what did I miss?
But for a 3-hour long movie, you got to have something that can captivate the audience that long.
Do you think Pattinson? I think Pattinson could captivate an audience that long. It's just as Batman with this PG-13, and I've heard people say that Bale's Batman was PG-13. Yes, but with the trailer, the first trailer we got from him, it's set a expectation that I don't think the movie's going to reach. Venom. I still have not watched Venom to this day because
it's fine.
I believe you, but the Let There Be Carnage was another one. I thought that they were going to let There Be Carnage be rated R, and they didn't.
When you have
either.
Carnage, I think it was a dumb move with having Carnage in a movie and not being rated R.
Yeah, so I'm set, and I'm a horror fan. I know you don't get down too much with horror. I'm trying to change that.
Don't get down too much.
Get down to what time period is that phrase from?
I don't know. 80s?
It feels 80s, yeah. But yeah, you're not a big fan of horror. I'm trying to change that. But a lot of horror, Krampus. Last month was Christmas. Krampus, I watched that again. I gave it another.
January.
Do what?
It's January.
Yeah, last month.
Yep. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm ahead of the schedule.
Yeah. You thought it was February.
I thought it was February.
He did. He did. He was already ready for February, I guess. But no, Krampus. They released a naughty cut. The problem I had with Krampus was it was PG-13.
Okay.
It doesn't work with horror for me.
Wait, so the naughty cut was rated R?
Yes, they released a naughty cut. Well, it was technically unrated.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
When they released the naughty cut, it's everything they had to cut out to make it PG-13.
Okay.
I guess they put back in. I didn't notice it. It was maybe 3 extra minutes long, and I just maybe it lingered on something a little longer and whatever. But point is, usually when I hear a PG-13 rating, I automatically have a sick taste.
Well, you also have to think like someone like the Batman, they made him cut stuff. Like, there's no way he didn't make it for rated R. Same with Venom.
Yeah, I mean, most movies are made with, and they have to cut stuff out.
Yeah. But I'm saying they have to have made him change the movie to fit this PG-13 rating. What, will it affect the story any?
I don't know, and I'm kind of confused on what the story is itself.
Sure. Well, all I know is Riddler's in it.
Riddler, Penguin,
Catwoman.
She seemed, from the last trailer, she seems like she's going to be a big part in it.
Well, it's Catwoman, yeah.
A little bit of speaking on the last trailer, though, it wasn't a bad trailer, in my opinion.
It. I think it was better than the first.
Yeah, okay. I'll say it's a better trailer, I'll give you that, but I enjoyed the first one more.
Right. Not better as in the first, as in the format. It was more trailer-like, while the first one was just... it was like a director's reel.
Yeah. But, so, speaking about the second trailer, with it coming with the PG-13 rating, it scared me, and I was disappointed. I am more confident in I love Pattinson, but I was worried if he wasn't going to be able to play in the suit well.
Uh-huh.
I was worried we were going to have he was Bruce, he could do Bruce, but he couldn't do Batman. And that trailer kind of silenced my worries on that end.
That's good.
I feel like he can do both. It's just a matter of, is the PG-13 going to hurt it?
Uh-huh.
And I did hear people's defense of the PG-13 saying, Bale's Batman, and there's a lot
of people weirdly like Michael Keaton's Batman. And think that Michael Keaton's going to be better than Pattinson.
Oh yeah, because he's going to be in the Flashpoint
yeah.
movie. I think it's going to have the nostalgia factor, but I mean, as far as a new Batman, I feel like if you're going to compare the two as the Batman of the year, I think Pattinson's going to win.
Right.
But for nostalgia, yeah. But with with the PG-13 rating and everything going into it, people defend that you can do a lot more with PG-13 than you think. Or that most people think. And to an extent, I guess maybe that is true. Maybe, there's a lot more you can slip in nowadays, and maybe it will feel more rated R, but I don't know. It just has me worried.
So, moving on from Batman, let's go to Marvel's Batman.
Yes, Marvel's Batman.
Moon Knight.
Who knows who Moon Knight is?
Oh, I do. I've heard of him prior to the recent trailer and announcement.
The only thing I heard was that joke of
the memes.
Yeah, the meme of it's Marvel's Batman.
Oh no, I'm talking about the memes. Like there's the Dracula meme where he's asking Dracula where his money is.
Oh, I have no idea what you're
really.
talking
Oh,
No.
I'll send them to you. They're good.
Okay.
I'm surprised you haven't seen them with how much of a memester you are.
I really am, but I guess, some memes just fly under my radar, or I pick up on them too late. And I'm not a big Marvel fan, so, I mean, I'm not talking about Marvel. My phone isn't listening to me say Marvel all the time, so I guess it doesn't...
Well, yeah. Oh.
It doesn't feed me that content. But we watched the trailer.
Yeah, so they released a trailer for Moon Knight, which is a Disney Plus TV show.
Another one.
Doesn't like him.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm tired. Just give us a movie. Just give us a movie.
I said your name.
You did. We're going to have to bleep that.
Yeah, bleep it. Jacob doesn't like them. It looks okay. It looks like a psychological thriller, but I'm worried that it'll end up being too Marvel. Let it be a psychological thriller.
My problem with it is it's Marvel. It doesn't feel like Marvel. The trailer doesn't feel like Marvel, and that has me interested. But by the end of the trailer, I'm interested. But then when he puts the suit on, it's so bad. Like the CGI is terrible, and it really just puts you back into this is a Marvel character.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just being too hard on it, but I don't care.
But talking about how this is Marvel's Batman, Moon Knight was created roughly a little bit after Batman to just rival Batman. And over time, he became this. They dived a lot into the psychological stuff of, I guess you could say, being Batman. He has multiple personalities. He is possessed by an Egyptian god.
Which one?
Khonshu.
I was gonna guess Obelisk.
No, I believe.
Obelisk.
Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh. I see. Right. That's what you're referencing?
Yes.
Okay. I believe Khonshu is a Marvel-created Egyptian god. It's not a real god. To my knowledge. I could be wrong. And he also weirdly... So he's possessed by this god. He also has an alternate personality that is this god, not the same one that has possessed him. So there is essentially two Khonshus inside of him.
His split personality is going to have a split personality.
Split personality is going to have a split personality.
You said there's like two of these gods. He's got like two of the three Egyptian god cards inside of him. And he has to deal with that because they're also internal conflicting with himself? Or with themselves?
I don't know.
Does anyone know?
I mean,
why
people
do we
who read Moon Knight,
Why do we
maybe.
need Moon Knight?
To die. Why do we need Moon Knight? You said.
Yeah. Why is this happening?
Just to give us a more grounded. I guess you could call it grounded, compared to the rest of the MCU. You know, it's not a big, world-ending. I guess like what we were talking about last podcast, how we want less world-ending, multiverse-ending stories. This might hopefully be just a grounded story that deals with Moon Knight and his personalities.
Grounded, but I mean, this character,
small scale.
This character, right, is their answer to Batman, the most grounded character in all of comic books.
Well, he's not in, like, they don't compete him with Batman anymore
Because they failed, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got you're trying to go back to a grounded character, but you're essentially you got Egyptian gods inside of your brain, and they're having a conflict. Like they're mentally.
I don't know
ill.
if they're having a conflict. I could be wrong.
Well, either way,
So-
I mean, I don't know, but
Assuming.
point is,
We
I
need
mean,
to do more
like,
research.
this character seems like Batman if you mixed him with how Nicolas Cage approached acting as Ghost Rider, but it's I don't know. I think at base value, what I saw before the suit, I was interested in.
Right.
But again, I'm interested in a quick to the point hour 30-minute movie. I don't want to see anything drawn out anymore. I'm tired of it.
So Oscar Isaac is playing Moon Knight. He is Mark Spector or whatever you call it, whatever his name is, right? And I guess they're going with a Steven.
Wayne Bruce.
Yeah, they're going with a Steven.
Steven. Steven the Moon Knight.
So my Oscar Isaac was a fan-casted person to play Moon Knight.
Yeah, I mean, he plays crazy well.
Yeah, but the fact that is this casting of Oscar Isaac are they looking at the fan cast and saying, "Oh yeah, he'd work," or are they going and actually auditioning? You know, randomly
sure they
choosing, not
audition.
just basing it off of fan casting.
Well,
Gone.
one of the things, and we touched on it last one, like they want to bring pretty much everybody into the MCU, so it could be that, you know, they had him picked out, or it could have been, since they're trying to get everybody in, maybe they're like, okay, well, we got these 4 actors who we need in the MCU. Excuse me. These 4 actors that we need in the MCU, and let's see who auditions better for which role.
Okay.
So they know they're going to play these characters or these people in the MCU in some character capacity, but whoever played crazy the best is going to be Moon Knight. Whoever,
Right.
you know, stuff like that.
The reason why I mention that is because a lot of people want, and I mean, I'd like it, John Krasinski to be Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that was just what was happening.
Well, okay, there's rumors that he's going to play, recent rumors that he's going to play a variant of Mr. Fantastic, but
Because there's his rumor that he's Mr. Fantastic. What's her name?
Emily Blunt or Amber Heard.
Yes.
Is rumors that
Don't
Amber
hit me,
Heard
Amber.
is Sue Storm. Please don't.
It sucks though. Like I like Amber Heard as an actress,
She's okay.
but outside of acting, but either way, with all it's kind of hard like to admit all these fan castings, like you said, all these rumors. It kind of just feels like this is what's happening, but then you find out that it's still just a rumor.
Yeah.
But then if you know they go with Oscar Isaac, and then it's like, oh well, does that kind of
Are they giving the fans what they want?
Yeah,
or are they doing what they know best?
Does that solidify the rumors as we can pretty much guess from what we're suspecting who's going to be all these characters?
Right.
But I don't know. I'm probably not going to watch Moon Knight. I might give one episode a try.
But who knows? It might surprise you.
It might, and that's the problem with. Even if it is good, it's everything leading up to what we're getting now. It makes me uninterested.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired of it. You know, and
like we said, they need to take a break.
they need to take a break. Yeah.
Um,
But speaking of breaks,
I wouldn't say this is a break. I think this is us ending.
yeah, break ending. But either way, I guess break until the next one.
Yeah.
There you go. How you feeling? How you feeling still? Second podcast in, a little bit more production. Audio is going to be amazing.
I feel like we're still dealing with runtime. How long do we want to do this? So this one might be shorter than the previous one.
Yeah.
That is still subject to change, you know, in the future. We might have a shorter podcast, but we want to probably go around the 1 hour mark.
1 hour, 1 hour 30. I feel like that's a
between,
good way
yeah.
of doing it. And unless a topic really pushes past that, I feel like that's where we should stay. Unless we're doing like a special or something. But you know me, I always try to get ahead of the game. Well, before we even turned on a microphone, I was talking about sponsors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Hit us up.
yes, anybody willing to sponsor, hit us up.
JCDH podcast
JCDH
at
podcast.
Gmail.
gmail.com.
Please, only sponsors.
Yes, yes, please. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good.
I feel like we are on the right track to getting this, where we want to be. I think, yeah, I don't know.
We're so far, like we're night and day.
Well, we've done such a big improvement from the last one because we had a lot of good criticism that I feel like we taken into account. Hopefully, we changed it for the better.
Hopefully.
I guess we'll just have to see what the listeners say.
A lot of constructive criticism, and it is very appreciated. I mean, the overall consensus that I've been hearing is majoritively. I don't think that's a word.
Majoritively. I don't know.
I like
It's not a
majoritively
word.
better.
It should be a word.
I mean, technically, I'm one of the people who thinks if I can say it as a human being, it's a word. So, majoritively, the feedback I'm getting is good. I mean, people are supportive, people are positive. It's always great when what you're doing feels like you're on the right track, like you had mentioned. And, constructive criticism, not, oh, you're this and you're that. No, it's, well, I feel like, if you would have just cut down on this and maybe emphasize a little more on that.
Yeah, like me, I was quiet.
I'm quiet, yeah. But
I've spoken a lot more.
Yeah. Spoken. I'm trying, we're on the right track, like you said. That's the best way to put it.
I know, or go ahead.
Well, again, touching on just, the improvement in audio quality. And just, we had, I think it's funny, we had the improvement in audio quality this time around, but then, the little production hiccup we had with, on topics and getting that right. I feel like we had that on point last time with the lesser quality audio, but now we need
to revert back a little bit.
I guess just, we were so entrenched on the new audio setup this time around that we kind of weren't thinking about that aspect.
Right.
So now that last time we were hitting it out of the park with that, and now we've gotten the audio situation figured out, the next podcast, in theory, should be even better than this one.
We can hope.
And,
only one way to find out.
And yeah.
Listen to the next one.
Listen to the next one, listen to the previous one, and listen to this one. We appreciate your time here, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.